Hi everyone, Melissa here. I'm back with another video, and this week I really want to talk about affirmations and what they are, how they can help you, and really gear this towards anyone who's struggling, trying to figure out what affirmations to incorporate into your daily mental diet in order to manifest what you want. Maybe you know what you want, but you don't really know how to change your story or what to affirm. So this video is for you. And before I get into this topic, just a reminder, I am available for one-on-one coaching, and I have some awesome courses for self-study in specific subject areas, manifesting an incredible self-concept. There's a money course, there's an ideal relationship course, and then I also have some affirmation bundles for specific subject matter. So as it relates to this video, if you're trying to manifest health, fitness, money, relationship, any of those things, I do have some affirmation bundles for those, and the link will be in the description of this video. Okay, so what is an affirmation and how do you craft the perfect one for whatever it is you're trying to manifest? That's the question in this video. So first of all, an affirmation is a statement. It's a statement of ownership. It's a statement of definition. So when you are affirming something, you are declaring to you that that is a truth. So let's do an example. How about today is cold outside? That's a statement, but that's an affirmation. You have affirmed, you have declared that outside today it is cold. So for you, in your experience, that's what you are perceiving in your reality. That is the truth you are embodying about the weather outside today. Okay, so we affirm constantly all the time to ourselves about everything, and you can tell how you're perceiving something by the affirmations you're saying to yourself, by your internal dialogue. Neville Goddard talks about it as a mental diet. What thoughts, what affirmations are you feeding your mind all day long? If you pay attention to that, you can see the correlation between that and what's showing up in your physical reality. So let's talk about how to craft the right affirmations for whatever it is you want, because you've obviously got a ton of affirmations on autopilot. Probably you don't even realize you're saying to yourself, stories you've got going on within you. But when you know you want something specific, here's a surefire way to figure out what to affirm in order to see that show up in your reality. So let's use money as the first example. Okay, let's say you really are trying to manifest more money. So you affirm to yourself, I have tons of money. I receive money every day. Okay, but you're not seeing any changes in your 3D. Maybe you've been doing that for a while, or maybe those affirmations just don't feel believable to you, which is okay. Let me stop here and just say, you probably most of the time you will not believe your new affirmations right away, especially if you're consciously creating them for a manifestation that you're wanting. You're probably not going to believe your affirmation right away, and that's okay. The point of the affirmation is you're declaring a new belief. You're declaring a new truth. So at some point, the more you say that affirmation, it is going to become your new belief. And then the 3D will validate that back to you. The 3D will reinforce that belief once it shows up before your senses, when you could see it, experience it. But back to the affirmation. You've been saying these affirmations, and you're not noticing any results in the 3D, and you're not feeling any different, and you're still waking up every day feeling like, I don't have enough, I'm broke. Okay. What I want you to do is, first of all, when you think about your desire, ask yourself, why do I want this? So the desire is, I want more money. Why do I want more money? Well, because then I could pay all my bills. Okay, so the actual thing you want is for your bills to be paid. That's not to say that getting more money isn't the solution to that, but you have to get at the root of what it is. So I want more money because then I could have more, my bills would be paid. Okay, so shift that affirmation to, all my bills are always paid. There's always enough. I always have enough. All my bills are paid. All my bills are paid. All my bills are always paid. That should feel different internally, because you're hitting on the root of why you want the money. That affirmation changes that story. So the idea is to find an affirmation that counters whatever contrary story you have going on that's resulting in the contrary circumstances. So let's do another one. let's say it's SP, okay? You really want to be talking to your SP again, okay? So your desire is, I want to be back in communication with SP. Well, why do I want to be back in communication with SP? Well, because I think that they're never going to talk to me again and I think that they hate me. Okay, hold up. So instead of affirming, they text me all the time, they're constantly calling me, they're blowing up my phone, let's shift that affirmation to be, I'm their favorite person to talk to. We talk every day. They love talking to me. They choose me. You see how it's getting at the root of the rejection story, because it's not actually, you want the communication because you think that means that you're not rejected, but you have to change the rejection story first. Let's do another one. Let's say health and doctors. Okay, let's say you don't like going to the doctor, and let's say your story is okay, you don't like going to the doctor. Why don't you like going to the doctor? Well, because they never listen to me. Okay, so it's not actually the doctor, it's the experience, it's the perception that you're not listened to. So every time I go to the doctor, they listen to everything I have to say. They prioritize whatever it is I'm talking about. They give me their full attention. They always hear me. They always listen to me. So anytime you're trying to manifest anything, the first thing is, what is my desire? Okay, why do I want that? Because oftentimes the what has some kind of a layer of a backstory to it. So like with the money example, if you want to manifest $50,000 and you keep telling yourself, I have $50,000, I have $50,000, I have $50,000, and you've been doing that for weeks and $50,000 isn't showing up, number one, stop agreeing that it's not showing up. You know, you got to remember the 3D isn't the truth, up here is. But why do I want the $50,000? Well, because when I have the $50,000, all my bills will be paid. Okay, you got to live from the end. Remember what Neville always says? Go to the end. Go to the end with the affirmation. I have thousands in the bank and my bills are paid. My bills are paid and I have thousands in the bank. My bills are always paid. There's always enough to pay my bills. So try asking yourself why once you figure out what your desire is, and that will get at whatever story you're telling that equals why you don't have it. So another way for me to say this to you is, why do you think you can't or don't have what you want already? That will tell you what story you need to change, which will tell you what you need to affirm to counter that. So I'm going to say that again. Why do you think you can't or don't have what you want already? The answer to that question will tell you what story you're telling about your current desired manifestation. And then from there, that's how you know what to affirm. And then I also want to touch on general affirmations because they are so awesome and so helpful. Sometimes we just feel overwhelmed with a bunch of things, and there's a bunch of things we want in life, and we don't even know where to start with specific affirmations. So I always suggest go general. On top of any specific affirmations you have or in place of, this will automatically start the momentum in the right direction for manifesting better and better and better. So I'm going to give you some examples of some general affirmations. One, you can self-soothe in these when you're starting to feel low or victim mentality or just depressed about not getting what you want. These will help lift you out of that. And then it's going to get your brain going on that thought along those same type of thoughts. And then you can start inserting more specific affirmations. But here's some general affirmations that I find really helpful. And I incorporate these too. Okay, so you've probably heard this one. Everything is always working out in my favor. Everything is always working out for me. That's a really good general affirmation to self-soothe and to get your mind shifting into that, how empowered mindset. Everything is going to work out okay. It's okay that that's said in the future tense because you're still shifting. The intention behind it is everything's okay. Everything's working out. So remember, it's always the meaning behind the words you're saying that is the most impactful and the most important. Okay, next is somehow, some way, it's all going to work out how I prefer. I love that one because it takes the pressure away from figuring out how the heck it's going to show up, and it shuts down your logical mind. So somehow, some way, it's all going to work out. It's all going to work out how I prefer. It's all going to be okay somehow, some way. I'm getting what I want. Another one, everything's going to be okay. Self-soothe in that. When you can't figure out a specific affirmation, go there. I always get what I want. It's easy to get what I want. Things are always working out for me. No matter what's showing up now, it's all unfolding in my favor. Everything's always unfolding in my favor. The second I say that something is my new truth, the second I affirm something, it's already begun unfolding. Even if I can't see it yet, good things are always happening behind the scenes. And every day, things get better and better. So try these out. Let me know how it goes. And put in the comments, what's your favorite way to figure out your ideal affirmation? But like I said, it's really just about, what do I want? Why do I want it? Okay, that's the story I need to change. That's what I need to affirm for. And if you take out the step of why do I want it and you just say, what do I want, and affirm that, that's okay. The caveat I will say is you have to catch your mind when you start going to the, I can't have it yet because of this, I don't have it yet because of this, and then insert your new affirmation. So let me give an example of that. So let's go back to the money thing. Let's say you want to manifest $50,000. So you start affirming, I have $50,000. I received $50,000. I have thousands in the bank. And everything's going great. However, throughout the day, you're go to buy a coffee and you're like, oh gosh, I don't have enough. I wonder if I'm going to have enough for this. Nope. I always have enough. And then go back to, I have $50,000. I have thousands in the bank. Okay. I intend this video helped you. I intend you have an amazing week ahead, and I'll see you in the next one.